Hey boys and girls, this is Gary Dean. It's been a little bit since I put a YouTube video up. So I wanna update you on the new way to do the Gary Dean wash method. Nothing much has changed. In fact, the last update video was I think in 2013, and we're now in 15, and it's about the same. The pre-soak to break up the dirt is a little bit different, but what I want to show you today is the Gary Dean wash method. The actual act of doing it is far safer because you're not reintroducing the old dirt you took off the paint back into the clean bucket. You're actually using a towel 3 to 4 times, and then you're discarding the towel and going for a new towel out of the clean water bucket. And not only are you saving product that way, but you're lessening the chance of rubbing grit into the paint because you're taking some of the grit out of the equation. There's this dude with this sponge. I don't care what color your stupid sponge is, what size it is, none of that. That method is inferior to the Gary Dean wash method because you're reintroducing old dirt to new dirt, and obviously that's not cool. So if you want to ensure that you are marring the paint as little as possible, I would definitely look into the Gary Dean wash method. Where I'm at now is I'm going to show you the updated Gary Dean wash method. I'm going to show you how I recommend you do a pre-soak if you can. I obviously feel like my infinite use detail juice is better. It's not only my opinion, but the opinion of many, many others. But again, use what you like, use it often, and you'll be happy. That's the bottom line. I believe that my infinite use detail juice is far more versatile. It is more concentrated, which means you get more uses out of it. I ship for free at detailjuice.com. There's no additional shipping charges, so factor all that in. You shouldn't be spending more than $1 a car anyway if you're detailing a car on your own or even as a professional detailer. But those are just some things to think about when you get into developing your own product line. You are developing them to work for you if you're a professional detailer, which most of the manufacturers are not. They're just guys that want to have a product line. I happen to be a pro. I happen to have a fantastic reputation, and that's kind of where detailjuice.com came from, is my inspiration and my just how I felt about the products I was using. I felt like they needed to be improved upon, but I did that by just developing my own. So that's where we're at with detailjuice.com. I also have recently narrowed my line down from 29 products to now it's only 9 products, which is pretty awesome. 9 products is all you need. The Gary Dean maintenance program is going to be awesome. I'm almost done with that. It'll show you how to use my products, packages, pricing, everything is there. Whether you're a consumer that wants to use my stuff on your own and get awesome results and save a lot of time, you can do it. If you're a pro, you want to get on my program, I have Gary Dean's Detail Juice Nation is my group on Facebook. If you're using my products or you're interested in them, send me a request. I'll approve you. We'll talk about it a little bit and see if my line is a good fit for you. If not, no hard feelings, that's fine. But that is a group to talk about what I'm doing. Outside product conversation is not allowed in the group, just letting you know. So if you're one of those people that want to start trouble or any of that, don't even bother. I got no time for none of that. So it's a whole lot of information I'm giving you right now, and I'm going to show you a couple of things now. And I'll think of the rest as I go along. So some of you have seen my air injection system. This is a Harbor Freight 2 horsepower, 29 gallon, 150 PSI air compressor. It is the last one that does the 110 situation. Moving from that, you'll have to go to 240. I have no there's the regulator right there, and it's turned all the way up. So I'm taking all the pressure I can get, and it's going into a moisture filter. So condensation can build up inside your tank. It's bare steel inside there, and rust starts to form. So you don't want any of that going through your system. So you got the moisture filter there, and you can see there's moisture in it. And the compressor is actually charged now, so I won't open it up. But anyway, I got my bobtail, my quick disconnect going into my 50-foot Flexzilla hose. I highly recommend those. Pretty good. So I got my Flexzilla hose and my other hose. I've got a siphon feed, gravity feed tank, and siphon feed on the gun. This is how I recommend that you pre-soak for the Garry Dean wash method these days. If you don't have the room or have access to this kind of equipment, you obviously don't need to do it. But the benefit of this is that it's unbonding the contaminants on the surface before you're wiping it. So it's separating all that dirt and debris from the surface so that you don't have to put effort in when you wipe. Which, if you're pushing on dirt to move it, to get it to unbond, then you're potentially scratching the paint. So I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent that from happening. I mean, the cool thing about air injection is you can mount that bad boy to a trailer. The efficiency as far as the product consumption is pretty amazing. I mean, that's 5 gallons of the infinite use detail juice diluted. You're going to use very little product. All you're using is air. I mean, this is a Harbor Freight gun. I also have another one. I use just the siphon feed just like this for my infinite purpose cleaner. So if I want to spray a cleaner on the carpets or whatever, I use that gun. And realistically, if you didn't want to do that whole siphon feed thing, you could actually just run one of these. That 32-ounce cup is enough to do a whole car. But first thing I want to show you is I got a clean bucket. Well, it was clean until whatever that was flew in it. It's clean now. This is regular tap water. Most of you guys are using that. I actually use a deionizing water system. You can contact All Florida Water if you're local. I actually have my own spigot inside the shop now, which is pretty cool. But for all intents and purposes, what I'm doing is I'm going to put about a gallon of water in a bucket. Nothing fancy there. It's about a gallon of water in a bucket. That's my dirty truck. I've got my infinite use detail juice right here. And every bottle of infinite use detail juice and juice boost on detailjuice.com comes with this 1 ounce measuring cup. What I'm going to do for this particular situation is we're going to find the 1/4 ounce deal. So you can see it's got a 1/4 of an ounce in it. And so all you need is a 1/4 of an ounce per gallon of this stuff. Then obviously you'll mix it up in there. Get that polymer attached to all the water molecules. And then I got 7 of my green towels right here. We'll pre-soak those. Okay, so there's your wash solution right there. There's your wash bucket. What I generally will do is I'll get a second bucket right here. Second bucket. So you really do need 2 buckets unless you got a bag or whatever. I'm gonna rinse that out because I don't want the microfibers to get all kinds of crap in them. But anyway, so that's going to be my bucket for my dirty towels. So like I said, I'm also going to show you, these are the new spray bottles and labels for detailjuice.com. In this, I like to put a 1/4 of an ounce in there too. Put a 1/4 of an ounce in there. But for this, I would recommend that you use distilled water, or in my case, I'm going to go ahead and use deionized water. Actually, kind of hard to do all this with one hand, but turn on my system here. And have to put you down temporarily, or I'll talk to you while it's happening. But so I'll fill that up with water, Super clean water so it doesn't counteract the polymers in the infinite use detail juice. And I could shorten this video, but I'm trying to give you guys step-by-step instructions on how to do this stuff instead of cutting all the time. So then you take your sprayer right here. Okay, and that's your pre-soak right there. It's your pre-soak. You want a little bit more polymer for the pre-soak. So the way traditionally that I have showed you to do this would be to put the spray on. You see all this dirt right here, right? So I'm gonna just spray right here. In fact, I won't even bother with that side. No, I think it would be better if I did the same side. Okay, so I spray this right here, spray the dirt, right? Spray the dirt, try to move the dirt. All right. Now if we let that sit there and dwell, it's going to emulsify and pull the dirt off the surface. However, with the air injection system running, this one's running at 100 psi for the initial burst. This is almost 6 SCFM. That's the flow rating, the constant flow. So it's 6 SCFM at 90 psi, and you notice most of that dirt's still sitting there. Now watch this. That dirt is gone. Now, notice I had a heavy mixture coming out of there. The gun, the cool part about the gun is this needle valve allows you to adjust how much liquid goes out. So if you wanted very little to come out and you wanted the air to do most of the work, you tighten it all the way down, back it out about a quarter of a turn, and then you got very little liquid coming out now. Which is really how you'd want to make it, you know, make it work. You want to use less liquid and do more work. So we're saving product right now. See? Very little. Think of the potential for a system like this if you're in California and you're a waterless washer. I mean, come on guys. Saving product with the infinite use detail juice and doing a better job not marring the paint when you're using very little moisture. So anyway, there's your pre-soak. All right, set that to the side. After that happens, you'll pull one towel out of the bucket. Okay, wring it out slightly. Start from the top, side to side, and you could probably be a little bit more careful than I am. I really don't mind swirls. I'm not a big crybaby when it comes to swirl marks. Because, first of all, swirls are very easy to remove, even for a novice. But if you notice what I just did, I got that whole thing clean, and these are the 20 by 40 waffle weave towels I sell on detailedjuice.com. Now all you do is you go back and you dry the panel. And viola, or voila if you're, is that French? I don't know. Anyway, remember where I sprayed this? See all that dirt is still there. The dirt is still there. That's how the sprayer works. Nothing wrong with it, but because I continue to innovate and come up with better solutions to do the same job, air injection is the best way to go. To use the smallest amount of product, get the most amount of work done, air injection is the best way to go. Now you can clearly see and feel how fantastic your vehicle will look after the Garry Dean wash method. I didn't scratch anything. You never know when you're using a little bit of lubrication. You never know, and that's the reality of it. Now, like I mentioned before, the Infinite Use Detail Juice is guaranteed not to scratch your paint. However, the products will never do the scratching. It's you that will scratch your paint. So, if you're careful, you're gonna scratch it less. And that's the bottom line. So, that's where we're at with the Garry Dean wash method. What I would do from here is I would continue on around the vehicle. Okay, go ahead and I actually want to use more lubrication. You cannot ever go wrong with more lube. Lube is good. So what we're going to do, we're going to do all the windows. Do a little bit more scrubbing with the air on the bottom areas. Okay? Because that's where all the majority of the dirt is. You take that same towel. See where I use that towel? Right there. Take that same towel. Flip it over. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Get your windows. Get your mirrors. If you feel uncomfortable about the dirt that's on the towel, which I do not at this point, I go in straight line passes. If you do circular motions, guess what happens? You get swirl marks. Oh my God, it's a swirl mark! Yeah, I don't deal with those whiny babies out there with swirls. It's just swirls. It's not the end of the world. But anyway, you got to do what you can to minimize them, but it's not gonna hurt anything. Notice I just flipped it inside out. There's plenty of moisture left on that towel to use at least 2 more sides of it. We'll grab the drying towel. It's all drying in the sun prematurely, which is never a good thing. But you know what you do? If it dries, you give it a couple of mists, or pick up your air injection and go right back at it. That's all you got to do. Boom, baby. Boom. No biggie. No biggie. Just handle your business. Direct sunlight. Good stuff. Works like a charm. And there you go. I mean, look at that reflection. It looks awesome. All this dirt. The dirt. All over the truck. So, you know, again, you know, you can get a decent amount of work done with the traditional Garry Dean wash method. Just go ahead and spray it down. For me, you know, you'd use a low pressure system or whatever that would pump it out for you. But the problem is there's not enough pressure involved, which is why air injection is so fantastic. Not enough pressure involved with the situation to unbond those contaminants for you, which is what you want. So if you don't have to put pressure on the paint to unbond those contaminants, you're going to scratch it less. So that's where air injection comes in. It's pretty amazing. So I've used 3 sides of that towel. I'm not going to give up on that towel yet. I am going to step up my lubrication. Make sure I get spot-free windows. Infinite Use Detail Juice works awesome on glass. And that's where we're at. Really amazingly wonderful. And that's that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good stuff. So I'm going to continue around the truck, but I'm going to take it to another level. Now, what you can do with this whole situation, which I'm not going to bother with now, I wash my truck pretty regularly. You can add Juice Boost from DetailedJuice.com. It is a polymer concoction that allows you to add this to that wash bucket at the same rate as the Infinite Use Detail Juice. So I put in 1/4 ounce for that gallon of water of the Infinite Use Detail Juice. With the Juice Boost, you also put in 1/4 ounce. So 1/4 ounce of Juice Boost and 1/4 ounce of Infinite Use Detail Juice into that gallon of water in that solution with the towels. And when you're washing your vehicle, you are sealing it also. I get a solid 3 months out of this stuff, but you got to understand, my system works together. That's where the new maintenance program, the Garry Dean maintenance program, is going to come into play. You have got to maintain the Juice Boost with the Infinite Use Detail Juice or the Perfect Soap from DetailedJuice.com to get that longevity out of it. And you have to use it per the directions. I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, I don't want to use your stuff. That's cool. It'll work great however you use it. You'll get the maximum benefit from my products using my other products with them. They were built together. It is a system now of 9 products. Tell you what, other manufacturers have tons of products and they can have that if they'd like. I'm sick of it. I had 29 products. I was doing all kinds of things that people wanted me to do. I was giving them a product for this and a product for that. And I found myself with a full line full of complete redundancy. I narrowed it down to the 9 products that really work well together as a system. I put a program together, which you'll find out. If you want to be a part of my team at Garry Dean's Detail Juice Nation, we can talk about it. Send me a request, call me, whatever. Also think about, can you get the owner of these other product lines on the phone for support? You can call me all day, every day. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can text me. You can email me. There's lots of ways to get a hold of me, and I will help you. If you support my product line, my commitment to you is complete and total support, 100%, 100% of the time. And here's the other reality. If you don't like my stuff, if it doesn't perform like I say it does, and I can't help you to achieve that, I will give you 100% of your money back for the unused portion. And, you know, because if you don't like it, and you don't like what I'm about, I don't want you to have it. You should give it back to me. So I'll buy it back from you if you don't like it. It's kind of where I'm at. So I'm going to finish up my truck. Pretty happy with the results. So Juice Boost, Infinite Use Detail Juice in the same bucket. My Vitality Shield from the new line, that's my 1-year hard shell polymer coating. I get a lot longer than that out of it, but it needs to be maintained with Infinite Use Detail Juice with Juice Boost or the Perfect Soap and Juice Boost. Bottom line is, the Garry Dean maintenance program is based on the Vitality Shield and supporting that. Also a lot of interior stuff. So if you want to know more about that and what I'm doing and what's going on and you want to be a part of Detail Juice Nation, this is a movement, people. This is a movement into easier detailing. It is detailing simplicity reimagined. Think about that for a minute. It's deep. It's deep. I thought about it a while. And this is what I'm doing. So if you got any questions about air injection, the Garry Dean wash method, the Garry Dean maintenance program, the Juice Boost, the Infinite Use Detail Juice, the Vitality Shield, the fabric protectant, the transform dressing, the Perfect Soap, Vitality Polish. Did I miss anything? I don't know. 9 products. That's all you need. You don't need a big cabinet full of products anymore. We're doing away with all that. So get with the program, Detailed Juice Nation. Let me know if you got any questions. 813-846-4406 is my cell. Who does that? Thanks for watching.